Hello everyone, my name is Charles Collier and I will be discussing the safety around the most dangerous thing that almost everyone does almost every single day, driving. Everyone has probably had an experience where you're driving down the road and the traffic really picks up until you're only going at a snail's pace. Then on the opposite side of the road, you see there's a minor fender bender that everyone has slowed down to look at. As soon as you're able to get past it, the traffic speeds up to normal rate. But in the meantime, that accident wasted a lot of your time while you were not even part of it. It's this loss of time from everyone else and the cost to repair the vehicle by the owner that leads to a net annual loss of $340 billion across the whole United States. Additionally, while a car accident has a relatively low mortality rate, they occur so frequently as to have one of the highest total deaths per year in the United States, primarily being beaten by illness and old age, with a total deaths per year of 42,915. While that is a large number, due to recent safety improvements, that number is lower than it could be. We've seen it in cartoons and action movies where the person is driving down the road in their car without a seatbelt, and when they get into an accident, they go flying through the front windshield. While that would be an extreme, without a seatbelt, the people inside would get thrown around and likely hit their head on the body of the car. To fix this, an engineering proposed including a seatbelt in 1948. But it was widely unpopular with consumers and businesses. Initially, it was so unpopular that less than 10% of cars sold included seatbelts. Since it increased the safety of passengers, eventually Congress stepped in and made a mandate in 1966 that vehicles were required to have seatbelts. They work by a sudden jerk that sets off an inertial lock to stop the strap and prevent you from being thrown around the car. This decreases the chance of death or major injury by 25 to 60%. The most common form is the three-point system, where it's connected at the shoulder and the left and right hips. But it can go up to a 7-point system for acrobatic planes. Airbags are one of the more dangerous safety features that come standard in every vehicle. Some modern airbags use different systems, but if you were to smell the air after an older airbag was set off, you would smell burnt gunpowder. This is because they use a controlled explosion to rapidly inflate the airbag to stop you from hitting the dashboard. But it often would cause concussions or broken bones, and in the worst case, it killed several children. It was independently invented in 1951 by a German Walter Linderer and in 1952 by an American John Hetrick. Due to the danger it presented, it wouldn't be until 1998 that it would be legally mandated to be included in every new vehicle. It inflates to full size in the order of milliseconds, which has enough force to break bones, but with modern systems it can detect the passenger's weight and change the force of the inflating to not cause harm. Because of this system, death and severe injury has been decreased by approximately 29 to 32%. Imagine you're driving down the road and you see a shape about to cross the street in front of you, and you start to swerve to avoid it. When you look closer, you realize that it's just a piece of cardboard box, so you go to correct the swerve, and it's because of the stability control system that it doesn't turn into a slide. Specifically, the stability control system works to reduce the fluctuation in the steering of the vehicle, to allow for a smoother, straighter drive. It was first invented in 1987, but it was only recently required for passenger vehicles in 2012. It helps the driver steer smoother, and it is particularly helpful during extreme weather and/or poor road conditions. Imagine you're driving down the highway and the person in front of you puts on their brakes hard. So you put on your brakes hard. Without the anti-lock brake system, what could happen is the car loses traction with the ground due to the two different speeds of the tire and the road, and the car goes into a slide and an accident happens. Luckily, with the anti-lock brake system, it prevents the tires from losing connection and an accident is prevented. The anti-lock brake system was invented in 1971 and was one of the few systems readily accepted by many vehicle manufacturers and was required by the government in 2012. It is used to ensure that a vehicle's wheels won't lock up during heavy braking, thus maintaining traction with the road and a smoother stop. It is particularly useful during rain and snow when there is a layer of water on top of the road. The traction control system is similar to the anti-lock brake system, but where the anti-lock brake system is specifically for braking, the traction control system is a general system to prevent traction loss. The traction control system was first invented in the 1970s and has not yet had a government mandate requiring their installation. The traction control system is most useful during rain and snow or ice, where there's a layer on top of the road. And if the sensors comparing the speed of the wheel and the road read different, then the system will activate to regain traction. Let's return to that imagined scenario where the car is braking hard in front of you on the highway. In this case, it's clear weather and you hit the brake hard to prevent an accident. And if the vehicle doesn't have a brake assist system, it might have a hard time stopping in time for the vehicle in front of you. What the brake assist system does is when the brake is suddenly applied at full force, the brakes will automatically be applied at maximum force. It was first created in 1996 with the intention of making emergency braking safer, since it's faster and more powerful than just a foot. We've probably all been there, where you're driving down the highway and you need to get over a lane to take the exit. And when you turn on your signal, there's a honk from your blind spot, where someone was driving along, and thanks to that, there is no accident. The blind spot warning system is a relatively new system, invented in just 2001 to help you be more aware of your surroundings. This system uses radar and sensors to detect the location of vehicles around you and give you warning lights and/or noise to notify you if a vehicle is in your blind spot. Importantly, this system does not replace the need to look in the mirror to check, since the system could fail. Here is the references to the images and some of the information. Thank you for your time, and I hope you are more informed on vehicle safety features.